Great. Thanks very much, Sarah, and thanks, Patrick, as well. It's great to hear from you. My apologies, first of all, about the having to leave. I have a board meeting at 4:30 down the road, and they're really the people I'm accountable to at the end of the day, so I have to turn up on time, so apologies for that. Listen, first of all, thanks very much for the invite to come along. And I kind of, sometimes, you know, you get a sense when you're in a room that you're amongst your own, and I think even hearing Niamh's conversation earlier on and what she was talking about, very much a sense of a room full of entrepreneurs by choice or otherwise. And I think very much what the School for Social Entrepreneurs is all about, I suppose, supporting people who have unique insights into the challenges that we all have to live the best life we possibly can. But I suppose some of those people take those insights that they've developed over time and they use them to develop, I suppose, innovative ventures, businesses, services, enterprises, with the idea to help and support themselves and other people who are in similar positions to them. So we're essentially talking about setting up social businesses or social ventures. So those are organisations or businesses that are operating and trading like normal companies, and we've heard a bit about setting up companies here, but that they're making social impact, okay? So not just out there running a company to make money, but what's really important is to generate social or environmental impact as part of the work that they do. And I suppose the areas that we help people to set up these organisations and ventures in are across a whole range of areas. And I've been nearly doing this for about 10 years now, so I think we've seen pretty much everything. But the interesting thing is it's evolving all the time and there's new ideas coming out. So whatever, we've got people working in the area of physical and mental health, in education, in disability, ability, young people, LGBT rights, new communities. So it's a whole gamut of people who I think differently, and who rather than, I suppose, sit and accept the status quo that they're really unhappy with, that they actually go out there and they try and make something happen. And for those people, sometimes that takes the form of setting up an organisation or a venture, and that's really where the school comes in. And through my old job with Social Entrepreneurs Ireland, I used to do this, and during the boom we had a great time, we had loads of money and it was brilliant, you know what I mean? Lots of philanthropy, you know, and we used to find amazing projects and help people to set up. But as kind of things started to go downwards, I felt really strongly, and I think I feel that anyway, that, you know, can we look at ventures and things where people are trading? Can we look at areas where people are offering services or have money to pay for services, that they can actually start to generate some of their own income? Because I know sometimes it can be difficult when you're relying all the time on people to basically give you money, and sometimes kind of like, you know what, God, if I was doing this myself, I could generate some income. So I suppose we're trying to get people to look at companies that are generating social value and social impact, but that are also trading as well. And I suppose that's where the social enterprise element comes into it. What I do through the school is I run a programme, and we've literally just graduated our first group of social entrepreneurs. There were 28 started the programme and 26 graduated. And essentially what we had was 20 days worth of content between April and literally a few weeks ago. And so it was everything that you need to know to set up a social venture. So everything from the really practical stuff that we heard about earlier on today is like set up your company, get your directors, what's my legal responsibilities, do I need to have a board, all of that stuff, get your finances sorted. But also to look at stuff like social impact. I mean, what is the good that I'm actually creating out of the enterprise that I'm setting up? And how can I make sure that I'm actually having an impact in what I'm doing? And we also bring together people in a community. Because I think, I mean, today very much feels like that there is a community out there, and recognising the importance of networks. And kind of saying that if you're trying to walk a bit of a different road than's been walked before, you know, say for instance, like Patrick was talking about, that you need the support of a community to do that. And that's why this community of social entrepreneurs is so important, because at the moment we have 26 people who are all setting up early stage ventures. They know it's difficult. Look, they've stuck their neck out. People think they're mad. I'm sure a lot of people in this room have that experience where you try and do something a bit different and someone tells you, look, go home or sit down, or look, you know, why would you bother? And I think the whole thing about this community is developing a community of people who think it's really important to support people with different ideas and who want to do something in a different way. And so that's basically what we've been doing all of this year, meeting with the group 3 times a month, looking at some very practical stuff, as I said, around the company setup, but also looking at things around personal leadership, around the inevitable. Look, how do I raise money? How do I fundraise? How can I get people on board to support my idea or my company and what I'm doing? And so, I mean, we've had a really, really brilliant year, and I think it's just been fantastic to see the progress, to see the increase in confidence in people, and just to see the validation as well of these amazing innovative ideas that people have, these new organisations that have been set up just for people to go out there and make the change happen. So it's like a lot of people here not kind of settling for what someone is offering you, knowing that you can live a better life or you can do things differently, and literally going out there and doing that. And that's very much what social entrepreneurship is all about, and what the school is about. I've got one or two quick slides just to give you examples of some of the stuff that we're supporting. There's our group of social entrepreneurs there. We have a graduation photograph. They all look a lot more tired in the graduation photograph after having worked intensively for 8 months, but they're a good crew. And just a few examples, very quickly. Eileen Bennett is from Galway, and Eileen's passionate about horses, and I suppose around equine therapy and rehabilitation, and she's setting up a service in Galway to service the horse-mad Galway community and all of those people who can benefit from equine therapy. Duncan Walker. Duncan has worked for years supporting people with intellectual disabilities. He's actually set up a cafe in Walkinstown in Dublin 12, if anybody wants to go down, and so it's supporting people with intellectual disabilities in training and actually just getting out there and getting a job. And it's a great space if anyone wants to visit. And then a final one, the School for Social Entrepreneurs is all over the place, operating in the UK and Canada and Australia. And that's one of our social entrepreneurs we've had contact with in Australia. And so Elle Steele, she's an exceptional sports person. But again, at the end of the day, some of the challenges that she's facing as a wheelchair user impact on her life on a daily basis. And so she's created an organisation called Wheels of Power, and it provides coaching and support to people with disabilities who feel like, you know what, I want to do something different with my life. I want to kind of step out into another space, and Elle is one of the people that supports them to do it. So, as I said, it's kind of a quick whistle-stop tour. But if anybody's interested in our programme, we're taking on another 25 people, and we'll be recruiting in the spring. So if anybody wants, I can leave my cards on the table. Feel free to drop me a line, even for a conversation or a chat. And as I said, we're all about supporting people who are thinking differently, and I think we've got a room full of them. So I'm sure that there might be one or two people out there who might be interested in coming on board. And Niamh, I'm not looking at you in particular. Okay. Listen, thanks very much.
Okay. Thank you, Lynda, for that really interesting presentation.